What up? It's your boy RPG. Me and you, we got a couple things to talk about. So the first thing we should discuss is a Saints Row game that was intended on being released, but was cancelled before the game went anywhere. Saints Row the Cooler is a cancelled fighting game, which was in development for the Xbox 360 and PS3. It was being created by Heavy Iron Studios in Los Angeles and was funded by THQ. The group responsible for the Cooler worked on the project for a total of 6 months, before THQ abruptly stepped in and cancelled it. As verified by a key member of the dev team, it was approximately 60% complete at the time of termination in September 2010. One member of the development crew cited quality concerns as the reason for its cancellation. It was originally being targeted for a release in mid-2011. Another interesting note about this game is that in this picture for the Cooler, you can see that some of Saints Row 3's content would be crossing over to this game. This was probably when Saints Row the 3rd was still named Saints Row 3 as they were working on it. It's just awesome to look at this gameplay, and I know it's eye candy for hardcore Saints Row fans like myself. So now it's time for some more Saints Row information on the next installment in the series. We have a couple of pieces of evidence, starting with an article streaming back all the way to November of 2016. The article states that VoiceWorks Productions Incorporated is involved with something called Project Atlas, aka Saints Row. When going to the VoiceWorks Productions website, you can see that they played a part in the development of Saints Row 2 as well. Okay, so we have that article, which is a couple months old, but it's still very interesting. Now, if we move on to the official Agents of Mayhem website, we can see even more hints that Saints Row 5 will be coming in the future. You can find this information by scrolling down and clicking on the Frequently Asked Questions tab. The question asked is this a Saints Row game? Which Volition responds with, well, Agents of Mayhem is part of a larger Saints Row universe. This is a brand new IP with a focus on new cast of characters, new gameplay, and a new open world. We do have a few surprises in store for Saints Row fans that we'll be revealing at a later date. Yes, we've done it. Mom, we've narrowed it down. We've narrowed it down to just about, well, anything really. But you know what? At least this is some confirmed news by Volition. Expect a surprise sometime in the future. Now I know what you're thinking. RPG, how many wishlist videos could you possibly make? The answer to that question is, well, as many as I feel necessary, biatch. Look, I don't want this to be a typical bash on everything from SR3 and 4, but some of these faults have to be pointed out so that Volition could potentially see for future games.
Not like they watch any of my videos.
But considering that they are in either very early stages of Saints Row 5's production, or simply haven't started at all, there's no better time than now to make a wishlist video. So without further ado, let's get this started with number 1, which is to have much more varied districts throughout the city, even if it means replaying Steelport for a third time. Take Saints Row 2 for example. Saints Row 2's Stillwater was way different than Saints Row 1's version, so why not do the same if they choose to reuse Steelport one more time? I mean, in SR2, every district has its own feel. We have Chinatown, the high-end district, a very appealing downtown, suburban areas, and even a decently sized mall to explore. All these varied and vast places is part of what gives an open city life and adds hours upon hours of replayability.
Is replayability a word?
In Saints Row 3 and 4, too many of the districts look similar, and it gives off the feeling that there isn't very much variety in Steelport at all. I mean, yeah, there are different districts, but they all have a rundown industrial feel. It's like Steelport is the most industrialized fucking city in the world. All these clips are from different parts around the city, yet they look so similar visually. It's just sad to see, because I remember before Saints Row the 3rd came out, I was so hyped for all the different places they were going to throw into this all-new map called Steelport. So yeah, it was a bit of a letdown. Although for Saints Row 4 it wasn't as big of a problem, considering half the time you're flying or running so fast you can't even see your surroundings. Even adding a simple retexture mod makes Steelport look more appealing. Add some grass there, add some snow there, and bam, you got yourself a better looking Steelport. Now, I originally intended on going on some mega rant about my ultimate wishlist for Saints Row 5, but we'll leave that for another time, considering this video is already a clustered mess. But before you go, I do have one more challenge for you. Well, what's the challenge, RPG? I hereby challenge any real true hardcore Saints Row fan to take the new quiz on Trivia Hut on Saints Row Underground. Believe me, even the most knowledgeable Saints Row fans will have a problem with this one. Just head down to saintsrowunderground.com, then scroll over the Trivia Hut section, and then click on Quiz 3. That is, if you can handle it. You've been warned. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go attempt it right now. Let's get this started. Wait. No!